Hi and welcome to day 18 of National Diabetes Awareness Month. Today I am doing a vlog about hypoanxiety. Hypoanxiety is essentially fear of low blood sugar, and I'm doing this video because it is by far my most requested video. However, I've been putting it off for a while. We are at day 18 now because I don't have a really strong personal experience with hypoanxiety. And therefore, me talking about it just feels like I'm a middleman talking about things I've heard that have helped other people and not about my experience myself. So while I don't consider myself to have hypoanxiety, there absolutely have been periods, especially after really fast low blood sugar drops or really scary low blood sugar moments, where I do have that kind of hypoanxiety maybe for a week or a month if something was really bad, or even just a few days of kind of feeling a little bit more nervous to give my insulin or a little bit more fearful of, do I have any low snacks? Like, just want to make sure. So I do have that experience with it, but I definitely know that there are people who struggle with hypoanxiety on a much, much more intense level than I ever have. And for that reason, I've been kind of putting off making this video because I don't want to misrepresent it, and I don't want to speak from a place that I haven't been. But with that, because this is just such a common topic and I get asked about it all the time, I did reach out to some people who I know have had hypoanxiety that have kind of overcome it or are currently overcoming it, and got together a list of things that they have said helped them. Now, I've compiled this list over the past few years, and if there's anything that you would want to add to this list, please drop it in the comments. It is literally in the notes section of my phone. It just keeps on growing every time somebody tells me something new that has helped them. And, you know, the biggest thing that I can say with certainty is that you are not alone in having anxiety over hypos. They are freaking scary and they can be really dangerous. So that fear isn't misplaced. But personally, I like to, when there's fear toward any situation, kind of work on, instead of using energy toward that fear, kind of shift it more toward being prepared or being careful. So I don't know if that helps, but that is one mindset shift that has really helped me with different fears. So let's get into it. The first tip is to talk to a healthcare professional. Therapists, especially those who are specialized in working with people with diabetes or chronic diseases, amazing choice. Even your endocrinologists, your diabetes educators, they're equipped with tools in order to really help you, especially if you have a really deep fear, or even if you're just like, I think I have hypoanxiety and that's preventing me from giving insulin. Bringing this up to a healthcare professional can really help, and they can take a look at your individual case and help determine the best route of treatment. This is the one tip that helps me the most when I am going through those periods of hypoanxiety, is after I finish eating whatever it is that I corrected with, so juice box or whatever, I put my hand on my heart and I just take 10 really deep breaths, telling myself that I am safe. I get in such a frenzy sometimes when I am in those periods of hypoanxiety, when I do get a low, that sometimes I just need to be still and remind myself that I'm okay. The carbohydrates are working in my body at this very moment, and I am safe, and I've got more juice here if I need it. And telling myself those things can just help to, bring down the stress levels, remind myself it's okay. And on that note, one thing that's definitely helped me when I'm in those periods is just really leaning into the trust of the carbohydrates, the trust that scientifically, when we eat carbohydrates, our blood sugar will go up, and just leaning into that and knowing based on my past experiences that I'm okay. I've been okay and I'm going to be okay. This was a community tip, is to stop what you're doing and don't try to power through. I think sometimes we as diabetics feel like we just have to keep doing things because nobody can see that we're low on the outside, so it doesn't look like we're struggling. So we continue at work or we continue at school. But walking out of the classroom or walking out of a meeting and giving yourself time to be present and relax can help with those feelings of confusion. I don't know about you, but sometimes I sit in a meeting and if I have a low blood sugar, I get even more disoriented because there's things happening and my brain is like not able to keep up with it. When really what I should do is just turn off my camera, go treat it, sit by myself for a second, not worry about what's happening in the meeting, and just focus on me. The person that sent me this one said that otherwise it will just create more anxiety from feeling out of it. And I totally agree with that. Like if you're trying to maintain normalcy while you're having a low blood sugar, it's going to make you feel so much more anxious because you're like, why don't I feel normal? And I think I love this tip. I've definitely done it myself. I wish I could credit who gave it to me. It's literally a note section of my phone and I've just written it down over the years. Okay, I love this one too. Actually set a timer for 15 minutes after you correct your low blood sugar and test with a meter because the Dexcom has that 15-minute lag. If I'm just looking at my Dexcom and it's still dropping, sometimes it's actually had started to come up, but I just can't tell because I'm only looking at that lag number on the Dexcom. So it can build a little bit more trust and confidence in how I feel if I'm able to look at a meter and be like, actually, it is coming back up. So that is, I think, an awesome tip to use your meter and actually set a timer so that you're not like, why isn't it coming up? And it's been like 5 minutes. Another tip that was received is to make a support squad. The more people around you that know about low blood sugars, whether it's coworkers, roommates, family, friends, whoever, people that you spend time with a lot, this can really help you feel more safe and secure when you do have a low blood sugar. And it also helps that you can lean on people who know what's going on. So you can just be like to your coworker, like, hey, I have a low blood sugar, I have to hop out for a second. And then they're more likely to be like, yeah, do what you need. Versus having to explain yourself when you're having a low definitely can create some anxiety. And last but not least, preparation is huge. Having easily accessible low snacks in places that you often go is key to really feeling secure and more trust with being able to treat lows if they happen to happen. So for example, I always keep juice boxes or some kind of low snack in my car. I always have them in my purse, in my bag. Anywhere you go around me, there's probably Skittle packs or something like that everywhere. So having those easily accessible things and restocking them can just help you feel more secure in what may happen. Also, this is a tip that I have is to set your Dexcom alerts so that they're a little bit above what you consider a low. So for example, if you don't like to go below 80, then set your Dexcom alert at 90 so that you're able to catch anything before it gets to what you consider a low. And then you can treat it preemptively. I will say as well that the Omnipod 5 has helped me so much with lows because it does pause the insulin when it senses that I'm about to drop low. And that has been a really big help. Again, I don't experience this kind of chronic hypoanxiety, so I think it would definitely make a bigger impact on somebody who did have that. But having the looping system of pumps, whether you use Omnipod 5 or T-Slim or whatever, I think that also can help. And I just want to reiterate the first tip that I said in this video, which is seeing a healthcare professional can really, really, really help you actually get to the root cause of what's happening with these fears and change it so that you're not. A lot of these other tips, these are just helping with some of those symptoms of hypoanxiety, but actually with a therapist, understanding why you're feeling that way and helping with things like CBT can really help change your mindset around hypos. I hope this video suffices for all those people who have been wondering about a hypoanxiety video. I really wish, I don't wish I had hypoanxiety, but I wish I did have an experience to speak about because again, mine I don't think is on the level of the hypoanxiety that a lot of people feel. But hopefully these tips can help you navigate low blood sugars. As always, say it for a third time, healthcare professionals, endocrinologists, diabetes educators, they are awesome resources for helping you navigate this stuff and really creating an individualized plan to help you succeed. Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel. See you guys later.